Hello everyone, in these videos we were going to start looking at how to use TinkerCAD to build some simple circuits. As we learn the ideas of how to create circuits and how to code these circuits digitally, we can then transfer our knowledge to real-life devices in the classroom, use the actual Arduinos and actual components to build the same things, and then code within Arduino. And in most cases we can copy our code directly out of this program into Arduino, push it to the board, and actually test out our circuits. So let's start to learn how to use TinkerCAD to design and build circuits digitally. So go ahead, log into TinkerCAD, click on the logo TinkerCAD if you need to return to your dashboard, and then click on the circuits. Okay, so when you start the circuits, if you have no circuits, this section will be empty. We're going to go ahead and create a new circuit. As this page loads, you'll notice that there are a bunch of parts over here, just like our part wall in the lab. And then up here, there's a drop-down menu that has basic and all for all the components. And then we have some starter assemblies over here. So we're actually going to go ahead and click on the drop down and go Starters Arduino for today. We're going to pull out the basic blink sketch. The blink sketch is a great starting point because it lets you understand how to get code to the board in real life. It helps you understand resistors, some basic wiring, and a light. If this code works, the light will light up. If your code doesn't work, the light just simply won't light. So it's a very simple process to make sure you understand some of the very basic components of how to code. We're going to come up here to the top right and switch our code out of blocks, okay, something that we're used to, and we're going to jump to text. And we're going to hit continue, and we're going to try to make sense of all this. So if this is your first time seeing written code, it's not that much different than block-based coding. This here, this slash star, and then this star slash is just what we call a multi-line comment. It allows us to continue to type, and then in this section, the program won't read it. Okay, so we can leave notes for ourselves or other people looking at our code so that we understand what's happening. So we're going to go ahead and start by getting rid of that. Next, we'll notice that we have two lines that start with the word void. And we'll see that the words themselves are purple. They're highlighted a different color, and that means there's something special. These are keywords in our program. Void setup, if you remember back to block-based coding, is very similar to our start loop, or our start function, sorry. So void setup runs once, and it runs at the start of our program. And then we see here on line 6, void loop. That is the same as our forever loop in block-based coding. So this program runs over and over and over again. We will go over some of the syntax in the next video, but what you need to know right now is that void means that this function doesn't return anything. It just does some work. And then in this function, void loop, we're going to look at the light turning on and off, and let's just hit start simulation and see what works. Okay, so we can see our light here. We can see it hooked up to a wire with a resistor into pin 13. We can see this white number here. We can also see this little flashing light as well. So I wonder what's happening here. Join me in the next video and we'll talk about what the code actually means.